everybody and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm sharing with you 7 treats, bit tongue-in-cheek, 7 treats that every mother would love to receive this Mother's Day. And they're all a bit of a joke, and they're all the little perks of pre-child life that you didn't even realise were perks until you had children. And that if you could wave a wand and have one day where you were free from responsibility and didn't have to worry about all that adulting stuff, you just know you would savour every single one of these little treats. And so if you're not a mum and you are going to be helping a mum to celebrate Mother's Day, these are some little treats that you could give her that they seem ridiculous and simple and tiny, but actually would probably make her day and would be a hell of a lot better than chocolates and flowers. So the first one is being able to go to the toilet on your own. It's absolutely ridiculous, isn't it, that you can't go to the toilet on your own. You just don't even imagine a time when you used to be able to go and shut the door and you didn't have a little child either in the room with you, or knocking at the door, or trying to put fingers under the door, or calling to you to ask you a question, or has fallen over, or goodness knows what. But that is the first one. The second one is being able to have a lie-in. To be perfectly honest, even when I'm given the opportunity to have a lie-in, my body will naturally wake me up at stupid o'clock, and I'll lie there staring at the ceiling and listen to the breakfast carnage going on downstairs and not really be able to sleep. But it's still nice to just relax and not have to be in charge of that and not be dealing with that. So, having a lie-in, even if it's just lying in bed and scrolling Instagram, or lying in bed and catching up on a Netflix show that you really want to watch, but just having some extra time in bed and not having to get up when the kids get up. Another little treat would be able to be leaving the house within 5 or 10 minutes. So you've decided you're going to leave the house and you can just go. When you've got children, there's 17,000 trips to the toilet and missing socks. Shoes go on, shoes come off again. You've got to convince a child that yes, it is winter. Yes, you do need to wear a coat, and have a 10-minute discussion about why you need to wear a coat. And then hair needs to be brushed and then rebrushed. And then some child's lost their sock again and you're pulling your hair out. And you just want to be able to leave the house without it taking 3 hours. I remember it used to take me a good hour. I felt good if I could get the house from the moment I was like, right, we're leaving the house, to actually getting out of the house. If I could do it in under an hour, that was an achievement. But to be able to leave the house in under an hour, in 5 to 10 minutes, that would be perfect. Another little treat would be to be able to make a phone call uninterrupted. You just know as soon as you put that phone to your ear and you're speaking to what seems like an invisible person, and it often is somebody like the bank or a utility provider that you actually need to concentrate and pay attention to. As soon as you do that, your phone hits your ear, someone will spontaneously start crying or fall over or break something, and you're just trying to juggle then this phone conversation while dealing with a screaming child. So to be able to just make a phone call, even if it isn't to the bank, maybe it's to a friend. For goodness sake, being able to ring a friend to speak to somebody uninterrupted. What a joy. Now I have to say, this next one I am lucky enough to hopefully, fingers crossed, be through. But in those early days I would have given anything to have more than maybe 4 hours of continuous sleep. That uninterrupted sleep is just a killer. And to be able to sleep for long stretches of time was just an absolute dream. And it's something you just don't realise before you have children, that you go to bed and then you wake up in the morning and it's this normal thing, and then suddenly your night is broken into 12 segments, and you get up and you get down and you go back to sleep and you wake up again and you get out of bed and you take someone to a toilet and then you go and change someone's nappy, or just the entire night is just segmented into these little tiny blocks of sleep, and it's just not healthy, it's not good for us. So to be able to have continuous sleep, but even if you are at the stage where you think, well, I do have continuous sleep, my child does sleep for quite good stretches of time, don't get cocky. You just know as soon as you say that, as soon as you think that, some sleep regression, some change of life will suddenly mean that they don't do that. So, just every time you do, you just have to be very grateful for those precious hours of sleep. another little treat, joy, is to leave the house with a teeny tiny bag. Not a bag that is filled with Calpol sachets, wet wipes, nappies, a craft from playgroup, a toy that has to be taken with you, a change of clothes, extra socks, just a small bag. It's got your purse, it's got your phone, it's got your keys in it. That's it. That's all you need. And you just a tiny, teeny, weeny bag to leave the house with a tiny bag. What an absolute tiny little thing that gives me so much pleasure to do when you've had to lug around a ginormous nappy changing bag that's like, especially with twins, it's like bigger than me, that when you have to take everything in the kitchen sink with you out. So if you are somebody that is looking after a mother this Mother's Day, you can carry the bag this Mother's Day. Let them have the teeny tiny bag. And finally, a hot drink. Remember those days where you used to put the kettle on, make yourself a cup of tea, sit down and drink the cup of tea? Not have a child climbing over you, risking 3rd-degree burns, not having someone screaming out for you, not needing someone's nappy changing, not having like sibling squabbles as soon as your bottom hits the sofa, and when you finally get around to drinking it, it's freezing cold, and zapping it in the microwave like 3 times before you decide it actually will taste disgusting now, and just giving up and not bothering drinking your tea anymore. Like, those were days when you could just drink a cup of tea and maybe have it uninterrupted, have it hot, and just have it as soon as you've made it. So that's my final little treat or perk that you didn't realise was a perk of life until you had children. But in all jest, I wouldn't change a thing. I really wouldn't. Those hot drinks, sleep-filled nights, overrated. And far too quickly, I'm sure, will be something that I will be enjoying once again very regularly. And I will look back probably with very rose-tinted glasses and remember all the cuddles and cold tea and cold toast and uninterrupted phone calls and all the other things, all the other joys of motherhood. I just thought this would be a fun little video to make, and I hope it's made you laugh and smile this Mother's Day. A happy Mother's Day to anyone out there celebrating. I also know that this can be a really tough time for some people, so if you know someone who struggles on Mother's Day, then don't forget to reach out and say hello to them and let them know you're thinking of them. Mother's Day was super hard for me when we were trying to conceive, so I really do relish it now and remember what it was like. But thank you for watching, and I'll catch you next time for more videos coming your way soon. Bye!